Hi, I'm Jim Sorensen. I'm a writer for Transformers with IDW Comics and Fun Publications, and you're listening to Marku 42.
To Marku 42's universe here on ODYSY Radio. I'm your host, Mark Baumgarten. Today we have a very special episode that will be done by our co-host, Eduardo M. Fryer. Yes, it's all about GIJoe. Well, yeah, and RAHC. Ed's interviewing James Kavanaugh Jr. all about RAHC and GIJoe.
Hey, all the Marku 42 listeners out there. This is Eduardo M. Fryer. As Mark said, we have a very special episode. For those of you who know me on the social medias or have heard me mention it on several episodes, I am a huge fan of GIJoe. So for this episode, my obsession is taking over. But you know what? It's not just going to be me talking about GIJoe. I have a special guest on here. In this case, it is noted author James Kavanaugh Jr.
Why, hello.
The writer and creator of the RAHC Guide and its sequels, Rank and File, Volume 5 of which just came out.
Dun dun dun.
Holy cow.
I know.
For those of you who don't know, the RAHC Guide and Rank and File is a guide to GIJoe toys. In this case, it's everything starting from 1997 up to recently, like this year, last year, at least the what was it, 50th anniversary stuff that TRU had before the end.
Yes, as far as 1 through 3 was up to the 50th, so 2016, and then 4 and 5 covered the latter half and the end of club exclusives and convention exclusives, which the club ended in 2018.
Ugh. Pour one out for the Joe Club.
R.I.P.
Yep. So now here's all right. So of course, we got to do the two big important questions. Question one being, how long have you been a Joe fan? Did you start with the very first GI Joes? Did you come in later? What is James Kavanaugh's Joe origin?
I was born in 1977, and I always start this question with with my birth date, because at age 5, I would be, it was 1982, i.e. the start of GIJoe, so I was right at that sweet spot. I don't think a 4-year-old or a 3-year-old would really grasp GIJoe. Maybe they would, but 5 is where you could start to see it, obtain it. I'll admit, for better or worse, I mean, I'm certainly not bad, but I was a huge Star Wars guy, and He-Man. I thought He-Man was just king.
Oh yeah, yep.
And I had a birthday party, and schoolmate of mine bought me the Ram and Zap.
Ooh,
and that kind of
nice.
changed the tone. Yes.
Nice. I think, you know what? Actually, I think one of my cousins, their first Joe thing was Zap and the Ram.
Oh, nice.
I know my first vehicle was the Ram. I want to say my first figure may have been Snake Eyes.
Okay.
Because of course, Snake Eyes has to come in there. Somebody has to get their Joe cherry popped with Snake Eyes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll be honest with you. Back then, he all he had was a pistol. He had a pistol and a purse. I didn't quite understand what he had.
Yep.
Whereas Zap had this big giant bazooka gonna blow up the moon.
Yep, and then different versions of the bazooka.
Oh yeah, of course.
There's like 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think around there. Yeah, between the double handle, thin handle, thick handle, and the Sears exclusive.
Oh geez, yeah.
Try going down that rabbit hole.
Yeah. So So now the other question though is, so we know when you started with GI Joe. The other important question is, so what made you want to do a book focusing on like the late 20th, 21st century Joe toys?
I went to school for graphic design, and I was working in a print shop, and it's not really the most creative environment. If anything, I was doing some production design, so I was utilizing my skills to finalize others' works. I wasn't really doing anything of my own. And to be honest with you, I don't think my skills were really that complete, especially in the program area. They didn't teach programs, they taught theory. You were left your
Oh,
own devices. Oh yeah. To
figure it
actually
out.
learn. Yeah, figure it out. Here's the tool, you know. just start chipping on the wall. You'll make a Picasso. But use these rules, you know. And so I kind of created what I deemed as an impossible project for me to figure out. But on the other side of the coin, I obviously had these toys. I was spending the money that we spend on toy collecting, you know, ridiculous, cough, cough. And I'm like, well, I mean, I wasn't trying to like recoup my costs, but I was like, well, let's justify the spending a little bit. Everybody else had already done 82 to 94. So I didn't want to step on anybody's toes. I didn't want to just become derivative. And the final thing was just, I smoked at the time, smoked cigarettes. I had a dinner powwow hanging out with Mark Belamo for the first time. And
oh
like,
yeah.
you know, when his Ultimate Guide debuted, and it was like hanging out with a rock star, it still is, you know. And I'm like, I'm going to do 97 plus. And that was that. To really round it home, a neighbor, a buddy of mine growing up, my mother's good friend's son became a wedding photographer. So I just happened to have the perfect setup for the tools and everything in between to do the project, not just the desire, if that makes sense.
Wow. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So here we are.
Yep, here we are.
17, 18. I think it's 18 years.
Well, wait, it's
16 years.
Shoot. Yep. And well, I know that and actually, I know that you and I, before the show started, were talking, and we figured out this year, not only is it the release of Rank and File Volume 5, finishing off the club and the con exclusives, but it's also the 10-year anniversary of the release of the RAHC guide.
Yes.
Which, started us on this road.
Started us specifically.
Yep. And, I remember you and I both attended the 2011 JoeCon in Orlando, and
yes.
you were actually selling copies of the book there.
Yes. Long time coming. I mean, everybody had heard about it. Everybody heard all the stories.
I had heard. I had heard about it. In fact, actually, when I was prepping for JoeCon, because, when I found out it was going to be in Orlando, I started saving money. I started, I told people, hey, for like, birthdays and Christmas, give me gift cards and, stuff like that so I can, go on this trip. And, when I found out you were going to be selling copies, I one of the things I made, and I do this with almost every con I go to, is I have a shopping list. This is the stuff I'm going to look for. And with JoeCon, I was like, oh, James is bringing the book. I am how much is he doing for it? Part of that money is going towards the book. I am not leaving JoeCon 2011 without a copy of that book.
It's always flattering to hear. I mean, it really is.
And lo and behold, I think it was when I was in line. I think I bought it from you when I was in line for the con set.
Okay.
I think I was in line to get my con set and to, grab one or two of the exclusives, and you were there, and I was like, okay, well, let's do it. Let's do it. I can't remember when I went to bed that night, because first there was getting the con exclusives, then there was hanging out with everybody in the lobby, then I went upstairs to my room and I photographed like all the figures in the set. and I photographed the fact that I had gotten the book, and it's like, so yeah, I know it was not, I did not, yeah, I did not do 8 hours
Oh my
that
god.
night. I can tell you that much. I know for sure I did not do 8 hours, the requisite 8 hours of sleep that they tell you to get.
Well, did we ever really do 8 hours at JoeCon?
Oh geez, yeah.
8 hours of 8 hours of hanging out, maybe.
Yeah, yeah,
at least.
yeah.
Not 8 hours of sleep.
Yep. I have to wonder the people at the Swan and Dolphin. I just have to wonder, having like a bunch of Joe guys take over like part of the lobby. Are they just like, what are they doing here? What the heck are they doing?
Well, if there's one thing JoeCon's taught me in the larger picture, that believe it or not, I don't think we're the worst guys on their schedule for the year.
Probably
at
not.
These hotels.
Yeah, probably not.
Some real doozies.
Oh yeah.
Well, the hair convention one time.
A what?
There was a hairstylist convention.
Oh, okay.
Or hair and makeup, or.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were.
I think for a minute there, I was like, hair. Wait, there's an entire convention dedicated to musical hair.
No.
Well, wait, that lobby con was probably.
Give me some hair.
That
was, jeez.
Yeah, that was probably that one was probably insane.
Good thing I'm sitting down at this part of the conversation.
Whoa, family show, man.
I know.
Family show.
Not like that. I'm talking.
Heel.
Well,
down boy.
I can't help it.
Oh, believe me, I know. Believe me.
Sure.
Having started with the Joe Battle Lines forums, and also hanging out with the Joe areas and Facebook and Twitter, I am familiar with you, sir.
Uh-oh.
I am very familiar.
Can't get it over on you.
Yep. And I just got to warn you, you ever get in, I do have lawyers in the family, but they're all licensed for Florida. So
okay,
you get in trouble. You come visit me in Reno and you get in trouble. Like we're kind of a little up the creek.
Uh-oh. Not have to mind my P's and Q's.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out as we go.
We'll figure it out.
I always do.
I'll try to make sure if you're at the casinos, you get to keep all your fingers.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Not much of a gambler, all jokes aside.
Okay, yeah, no.
I really have been, but
me neither. Love blackjack though. But
sure.
So now one thing, with the guides with RAHC and Rank and File, there's like a lot of toys, a lot of figures. Now, do you own all of them, or did you have to track some down?
I mean, in the first book, yes, I own them all, except for like a very slight few. And I'm answering the question like that because once you become the book guy, or whatever you want to call yourself, your purchasing literally becomes, all right, well, and it's kind of a shame, or not shame, like jokingly ridiculous. Like, I have to buy it, justifying I have to buy it because I'm a book guy. Getting all these variations, everything. But yes, the end answer is I owned everything in the books.
Everything. So everything from RAHC to the just recently released Rank and File.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Now, are any of these, I mean, any of these, I imagine, were you able to go to like every single JoeCon and grab all the exclusives?
Yes.
Okay.
I started in 2004 in Orlando.
Okay, in Orlando.
All things Joe will go back to Orlando.
It all goes back to the Mouse House.
It does.
Huh? You owe me your existence.
Just the way they want it.
Yep. Now, is there anything of the stuff, of all the Joe stuff that you bought for these? Is there anything that you had to really go on the hunt for?
A couple of the rare stuff. Obviously, there was some Stars and Stripes stuff that was I never even really knew existed because that's the other thing. Once you start doing these books, you're useless for the audience. Your useless book insight of the day is when anybody asks me if you want to start a book, the first thing I make them do is start with research, and it's not fun. It's supposed to be not fun because it weeds out the person that isn't going to do said project, and you just do it. So you never know what you need until it's time to get it. So yeah, I had to go Pimp Daddy Destro. I didn't own one of them, but you
yeah.
kind of had to have him for the book.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, like a great way of justifying
Yep.
or telling yourself.
What about the alternate rock and roll?
I did not have him. I didn't have the alternate short fuse. I didn't have the black. Yeah, oh wait, the black rock and roll. I didn't have the. I think there's a different breaker, lime green breaker, and
Yeah.
a few
Now
others.
I remember I walked into a comic shop and I discovered the oh man, I think it was called like the Early Bird or something like that. It was four of the 97 figures,
Yes,
but like unpainted.
yes. I
I
did not have
discovered
those.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. All right.
I actually discovered that I had that for a while.
Oh, all right.
Mhm.
I like it a lot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, speaking of PD Destro, did you hear Arthur Burghart's not a fan?
I did.
Yeah, I did. He's not a fan of it, and so it's like, yeah, I just put and to me, I'm just like I had like the original 97 Destro with just the black collar, and
Okay.
I'm just like I'm not yeah, the whole what was it, Profit Director? Is that what
Yeah, exactly.
that's what the classified guys called it? Yeah,
Yeah.
never had Profit Director Destro. And for me, I'm just like, okay, what? Somebody in the design process was just having a day and was just like, I'm just gonna leopard print this. I'm just gonna see what happens.
Well, yes, that is indeed
Leopard print
literally the
stuff.
case.
Oh geez.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you read the projectppd.com or
Oh
Peter
no,
Hubbard?
I have not. But for those of you listening who don't know, I know all the Joe guys are probably listening to this, so you guys know, but there are some muggles in the audience. So for those of you who don't know, the PD Destro, which for the longest time has had the nickname Pimp Daddy, there was a Destro figure released in '97 that was red with some black highlights, and some of the figures that were released instead of the black highlights, they were done in leopard print. Thus the nickname. And yeah, Destro, the voice actor for Destro in the 1980s, Arthur Burghardt, is not a fan. So if you should get your hands on one of the PD Destros, whether it's the 97 one, which I would have to say, how much money do you have
Yeah,
to spend on that? Or
yeah.
if you should find the now 6-inch Joe classified version. If you hear about Arthur Burghardt, voice of Destro at a con, don't bring it.
Nope.
Don't bring it. Find something else that has Destro on it. Okay, do not bring anything that's PD Destro. He doesn't like it. He does not like it. I can understand why he doesn't like it. So just don't do it.
He has
Bring
a
something
very
else. Or if you have a Devastator from Transformers, you voice Devastator. Bring the box from a Devastator toy. He'll sign it.
oh, excellent.
There you go. See?
That'd be a fun guy to meet. I've never met him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, I never met him. I think I followed him on Facebook, and then one day I just got a private message of, here, join this group,
Yes, that's what
and
I
it was
got.
for Destro diehards, and I'm just like, I got an invitation from Destro to join his group.
Oh,
I'm definitely doing it. It's like, gee, let me think. Yes. It's like,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
You do what Destro says, and that's the end of it.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, plus, I mean, hey, Destro seems like a cooler guy to work with than Cobra Commander.
I can see that.
I mean, he's got the weapons company Mars. So I mean, you work for him, you're probably entitled to stock options. He probably has a 401k,
Yeah,
medical and dental. Come on.
I think he treats them right.
Yeah, yeah. He probably treats them really right.
He treats the good ones good and the bad ones bad. But
Yeah, exactly.
I'm fine
Exactly.
with that.
Exactly.
Straighten your act out.
Yeah, there you go.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
But the quick 2 cents for the audience, I'll tell you this one. So if you picture 3 guys in a pecking order, the designer thinks Destro is ridiculous. The whole notion, stem to stern, the collar, the open chest. Why? How is this an army man villain, GIJoe? So he paints the collar and the other key areas as leopard print as a joke, and he hands it in, thinking he's funny guy of the day at the office in Kenner. The number 2 guy sees it and loves it, thinks it's brilliant, puts it into production. And it's not until they get samples back that the number 1 guy says, "What in the world is this? Are you, what are you smoking? Get out of the plastic factory." You know what I mean? Inhaling the fumes, this will not fly. So they'd already had. That's why they're out there. They've already had a few hundred produced, and so that's why he exists.
Oh Lord! All because somebody was like, "Oh, what's with the open chest? Let me just have a go." It's like, yeah, you started this.
And you can see him in 4-inch form in Rank and File Volume 4. So
there you go.
Shameless plug.
There you go. You got the new sculpt from Volume 4, because he was, I believe, an exclusive at San Diego Comic-Con, wasn't he?
Yes, 2007.
Yep. Which I mean, and like how, like with the Comic-Con exclusives, did you actually go to San Diego to grab them?
No, I've never done San Diego.
Oh geez.
You could always order those at home.
Yeah.
Like a week or two afterwards.
I actually have maybe like a handful of San Diego stuff.
Oh, nice.
Like I found what I do is I found them like at a I hesitate to say the word reasonable, but as reasonable as you can get prices for them. Like I got my hands on the Hound Vamp.
Nice.
Oh geez, I got Action Man and Rom out of the Revolution set. I got Jinx.
Nice.
The Comic-Con Jinx. I was actually going for the one in white, but that I couldn't get that one. I lost out at the last second, and then I quickly saw an auction that was ending for the regular one, and I'm just like, the heck with it. Went for it and won it, and I'm like, oh, okay then. All right. I know that
I always said you're a winner, Ed.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, well, thank you very much. My ego enjoys the boost. Yeah, I did get. God, I'm trying to remember if I got anything. Oh, my wife, because see, my wife is not a Joe person. And I do not hold that against her because we share a lot of common interests. So she doesn't have to be a GIJoe person. Although when we were dating, we did do it long distance for a while, and there was once we were on Skype. Yes, we actually did the Skype. I know, I'm old.
Wow.
Believe it or not, people age, children. But yeah, we used to do Skype movie nights where we would talk on Skype and we would both like sync a movie up.
Awesome.
And there was one time we were just talking and she's just like, "Hey, why don't we watch Rise of Cobra?" And I'm just like I'm doing a double take. I'm doing a double take because it's like my wife is willingly wanting to watch Rise of Cobra. So
were you automatically jumping to one knee and trying to pull a ring box out of your pocket?
Oh geez.
Like automated response.
No, but I was already in my head. I was like, you do not let this one get away. Like when we were dating, there were several moments that were like, do not let this woman get away. The cosmos, as Rashawn would say, lock it down. Yeah. So but yeah, she willingly wanted to watch Retaliation with me. Something she did do is when San Diego Comic-Con did those 2 exclusive Joe sets. There was the one that had the Foe Striker and the Cobra version of the Snowcat.
Yeah.
There was there was like the set that was out at Toys R Us, and then there was the set that was exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con that had everything in the TRU set and 2 extra figures. She got a hold of that set, and that was her birthday surprise for me that year.
Nice.
I just, she handed me the box. I opened it. I saw the GIJoe thing. I'm like, what? And then I saw it was that set, and I saw it was the one with the 2 extra figures, and I'm like, holy cow. This woman knows you.
She does.
This woman knows how to surprise you.
She got a sister?
Hold on, we'll have more of this interview with James Kavanaugh Jr. after this on Mark Who 42's Universe.
We'll be back with more of Mark Who 42's Universe here on Odyssey Radio.
Mark Who 42's Universe has a deal for you. We've teamed up with Audible Books to get you a free audiobook and 2 free Audible originals for the first month of membership with Audible from Amazon. After that, it's only $14.99 per month for 3 audiobooks. There is no contract, and you can cancel anytime you like. Just go to your web browser and type in www.audibletrial.com/Marku42. Again, that's www.audibletrial.com/MARKWHO42. You'll have hours of listening pleasure, but listen to us first.
Because the world needs another movie podcast.
The GeekCast Radio Network presents for your listening pleasure the Cinema Geek.
Hosted by Amanda, Kevin, Matt, and Dan.
Each week we dive headfirst in the landscape of movies as we discuss movie news, play movie games,
Go in depth on reviews,
And even have a top 10 countdown or two.
Also, don't miss our director retrospective series, where we review noted directors' movies film by film. Bottom line is, if you love movies and love podcasts, you need to experience the Cinema Geeks.
You can find us on iTunes, Blog Talk Radio, or geekcastradio.com.
You are listening to Marku 42's Universe on ODYSY Radio.
We're back with more of Marku 42's Universe here on ODYSY Radio. I'm your host, Mark Baumgarten, and we now continue with our interview with James Kavanaugh Jr. talking about GIJoe with Eduardo M. Fryer.
You bought like a lot of things because, of course, you needed to buy it for the book. Is there anything in there that you would have never bought if you were doing the book? Like, be honest.
You know, I'm so far in the rabbit hole. People ask me what my favorite is, and then people ask me my least favorite. I can't even tell anymore. It's just, and I'm not even trying to be negative or not fun. You know, they just, I love all my children equally. Maybe I don't because I guess I just had to have it in a book sense. It's just, I mean, sure, there's some FSS choices that I wasn't too happy with.
Really?
You know, honestly, well, you know, some of the executions on everything weren't exactly my choice, but I'm the last guy to do any customs, so we'll just start there. You know what I mean? It's easy. It's easy to armchair.
Yeah, and you know what? Don't even because I've done a few customs, but it's been at the most basic level.
Okay.
It's been like, well, I've got, like a good example. I got my hands on, I think it was the Ultimate Flint from Retaliation.
Okay.
I had the 25th Snake Eyes. I had like a spare Retaliation Cobra Trooper, with like the red outfit. So I popped the head off of Ultimate Flint. I put it on the 25th Snake Eyes body. I put the vest on him, and then there you go. That's my, I put him with the, I had a spare sniper rifle. So it's like, okay, there's Man of Action from the adventure team. Boom, we're done. We're done here. We're done. It's okay. It's fine.
What do they call them? LBCs?
Call it good LBC.
Lazy bastard customs.
Yeah, basically. I mean,
I'm
not.
I'm not.
Honestly, I mean, yeah, there'll be people, they'll, I did, I also did my own custom Cobra Mortal, but it was just taking the head of the 25th Snake Eyes, putting it on the now headless, vestless, Resolute Cobra Trooper, and then using Snake Eyes web gear, and then there you go, boom, call it good. There you go. There's my Mortal.
I can dig it. It's fine.
It's like, yeah, it works for me. Basically.
It's more advanced customizing than I'm doing, so I can.
Okay, well, there you go. See, well, all right, well, thank you. But basically, I just swap heads, slap some web gear on there, call it a day.
I got your back, Ed. I'm all for it.
Yeah. I actually did. Did you see the Don Moreno that I posted a while back?
I don't think I did. No.
I kind of did. And again, that was just severely basic because somebody gave me like a bunch of custom parts.
Okay.
Like there was a guy who did Joe Customs here in Reno. He passed away, God rest his soul. His brother's been trying to kind of deal with his collection, make sure it goes to fans and people would treat it well. And I bought some stuff from him. He gave me a few like custom parts. One was a Helix body. I had bought Retaliation Jinx.
Okay.
And I used her for a custom. So I still had the Jinx head. So I popped that on the Helix body, gave her a sword, gave her like a submachine gun. There's Dawn.
Nice.
Because like I have Snake Eyes, so I'm just like, okay, I have Snake Eyes. We'll make Dawn her own person. But it's like, boom, there you go. Didn't even paint the body. It just has a Retaliation Jinx head.
Works for
So
me.
it's like there, yeah. See, exactly. But yeah. But
on to the next one.
Yeah, on to the next one. Yeah, I know that. But you were saying, I'm sorry, because we went off on a tangent. You were saying some of the FS figure subscription service guys, FS, say that 5 times fast. But
say, yeah,
some of the guys you weren't a fan of.
Here's where I'm at. If there was 8 FSSs in a final 12, so let's just say 9 FSSs times 13 minus 1, and out of all that listing, and they offered a lot of great options, but some of them you had to sit there and think, well, you gave us this, but by doing so, you gave us Arctic Cobra Commander. I think it's a very good execution of said figure because all the groundwork was there for you. But for the Arctic Cobra Commander that we did not get, I'm just throwing a name, Countdown or Long Range, so you kind of had to sit there and go through the Sophie's Choice. And again, that's easy for a guy like me to sit here, in front of my computer and dissect the list. But I do think, because they knew they were limited, especially in 2016 when they thought the club was going to end.
Yeah.
That I would have personally made better choices.
Yeah, well, and and correct me if I'm wrong, but the club didn't exactly have access to all the molds that Hasbro had in the library.
I keep hearing different things from different, officially Hasbro. Some from former club employees, some from Hasbro designers. One story I heard was that the Marissa Fairborn and the Stealth Bat Old Snake 2-packs.
Yeah.
3-pack, but 2 bats. Those both came out the same time. The reason why they came out at the same time is that the Marissa sat for forever and a day. And the reason why the Marissa sat for forever and a day is that there was apparently 2 factories. And so they had to do half of it at the one factory and then ship it over to the other factory. Well, and that was crossing a territorial line in China, another district or something. This is outside of my wheelhouse. And it just took forever. So that whole project just sat for forever. So then I was told at that point, they nixed all the options from that second factory. So right off the bat, they supposedly limited themselves to just the one factory. But then I've been told by very prominent person that was working in Hasbro that said, no, that's completely ridiculous. So
yeah,
you never know. I mean, you never know what you're going to hear. You kind of got to dissect, disseminate for yourself and move on.
Yeah.
The truth is probably somewhere in the middle, that sort of thing.
I know that with Marissa, I actually did get my hands on the Marissa Fairborn set, and that one was another eBay one. That one was getting lucky on eBay. I did, though, as the club was winding down and they were trying to empty the warehouse, I did get my hands on Rodimus and RC.
Okay.
And then just, as they put stuff up, that's how I also managed to get like my second modern Sky Striker. I got from the club when they were emptying the warehouse. I got the Sky Patrol Sky Striker, which I gave that to Pilot Scarlet, which I just call her Glenda because we all know, those of us in Joe fan, that's Glenda. Enough of this Pilot Scarlet, enough of this Pilot Scarlet nonsense. It's Glenda.
Yeah, exactly.
We all call her Glenda. So yeah, Glenda has the Sky Patrol Sky Striker. But yeah, I got that. I got some FSS figures. Like I think the Night Stalker Commander, General Hawk with the jetpack, Windmill.
Okay.
I think at least those 3. And yeah, I also got my hands on like 2 sets of the female Cobra Troopers.
Oh, nice.
So
All right.
you know the upside to the club trying to empty the warehouse because they were shutting down was that as stuff started to go on sale and prices started to go down, I was just like, okay, let me grab that, let me grab that, let me grab that, let me grab that.
That's the name of the game.
Yep. But
They already made their money.
yeah, there you go. And I mean, and honestly, like to me, I'm just like, yeah, you know, some of those figures also, I'm just like, I would have probably done something different, but you know, I mean, hell, thanks to them, we got Pythona and we got Billy.
Oh yeah, of
We got
course.
Pythona, we got Billy, we got Big Lob twice. Because I mean, honestly, I love Hasbro. Hasbro's given me GIJoe, which a friend of mine said that's my plastic crack.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's my plastic drug.
You and I are
And
in the
so
same
it's like,
recovery for that.
honestly, you know, it's like honestly, yeah, I owe them for that. But we gotta be serious here. Anybody, you know, any of the Joe guys listening to this, does anybody seriously think Hasbro would have ever given us Billy, Big Lob, or Pythona?
No,
I mean,
I
you know,
mean,
I somehow doubt it.
fun one about Billy is they didn't understand where to put him because he wasn't really a soldier. Like, what do you do with this boy? Is kind of how they reduced him to it. What team do you put him on? What is his MOS?
Well, there you go. You put him as part of the GI Joes. You know?
Yeah, there you go. Call
Put
it a
him as
night.
a like let's see, he studied with the Rishikage, so just go with the, you know, go with just the, you know, the default. You know, put martial arts.
Yeah.
And if he's supposed to be a young guy, put martial arts trainee. Boom, there you go. Problem solved.
Next, there you go.
Whammo. Next.
We need to get this Ed guy in here. He's got moxie. He's got
Please.
ideas.
But the heck, anybody from Hasbro is listening. Dude, call me up. Call me up. Email the podcast. Email the podcast. Ask them how to get a hold of me. Find me on Facebook, man. Hit me up. Hit me up. There you go. I solved it. You know, Big Lob. I don't think Hasbro would have ever done Big Lob.
No, I don't think so either. Surprisingly, you know.
Yeah. You know, Pythona. Oh, yeah. No, we would have. I don't think we would have ever gotten her.
Probably not.
If we were lucky, she would have probably been an exclusive for San Diego.
Now that's that's what I was always kind of pushing for.
That's probably what would have happened. I mean, that's how we ended up getting Sergeant Slaughter, and that's how we ended up getting Jinx. They went to San Francisco.
Yeah.
You know, Jinx, Sergeant Slaughter, Zorana, which by the way, I have never been able to get my hands on a San Diego Sergeant Slaughter or San Diego Zorana.
What do they go for now? You know?
Oh lordy.
Don't ask.
Oh man.
Stupid money.
Okay. I think I was just window shopping on eBay like today or yesterday, and I saw Zorana going for like I think 130 something without tax.
Wow.
Sergeant Slaughter, I think I've seen him like just shy of under 200.
Jesus.
But it's like, but yeah, it's insane.
Are those the basics or those the chase?
Those I think in terms I think the Zorana I was looking at was classic Zorana.
Okay.
Sergeant Slaughter, I think what I've seen is the USA shirt.
Okay, so that's.
I think because I've seen that, yeah. So it's like I'm just, you know, there's honestly.
So that's the basic. Both basics.
That's the basic. Yeah, that's just the basic. I don't think I've seen the chase anywhere. Like the chases anywhere. There was a part of me that was hoping, like, you know, it was praying to the collector gods that before the club shut down, or you know, or Hasbro somehow, that we're somehow going to be able to get like another Zorana. Like I know that, you know, we can't have the classic one, but I do know there was the Larry Hama comics during Marvel, that there was an outfit that she wore that was green. She had like a green top on. So I was like,
oh yeah.
It's like maybe someone will be like, hey, let's bring Zorana out here, or do like a modern take on the Valor versus Venom Zorana.
Yeah.
Or was it? Yeah. But it's like, no, we didn't get that, and I'm like, ag. And then of course because of issues with the WWE, it's not like we were ever going to get Slaughter's Marauders, Sergeant Slaughter, or the Warthog Sergeant Slaughter, which it's
Oh, that would
like,
have been a fun one.
oh man, darn it, darn
Now
it.
I'd love to know the gossip, or the tea, as the kids say, on behind that. Yeah. It was Spy Troops, sorry, Anna, by the way.
Spy Troops.
I don't
Okay,
want to lose my noted author
No.
card with the audience.
Thank you for, I feel
Whatever that means.
I feel like I got to do penance, but yeah, the fact that I knew it was either Valor versus Venom or it was Spy Troops.
10 lashes on the back with some Built to Rule, and
I don't have any Built to Rule.
No, all right.
I never found any of the Built to Rule guys. When the club did 89 Rock and Roll,
okay,
as the incentive figure, that's my hollow point.
Oh, all right.
Like, I have 25th Rock and Roll, so modern style 89 Rock and Roll. It's like, okay, that's hollow point because he's got the hat. He's got the hat.
Call it a win.
That's fine.
Did you see they did do hollow point in Wave 7?
They did.
FSS 7.
This was after I got my my 89 Rock and Roll from the club. I saw that he was in the FSS, and I'm like, of course he is. Of course he is. I wasn't able to get that set, so of course that's where he is. Just like I can't get Frostbite. Can't get Frostbite. Can't get the Chaos guy. It's like,
isn't that amazing how some of that stuff just right off the bat?
It's just skyrocketed. It's just skyrocketed, and it's like insane.
It is.
So, I mean, just the things I've been able to get my hands on. I'm like, I managed to get it at another one of those things where it's like as reasonable as you're gonna get price was. I finally got my hands on one of the rhinos.
Oh, all right.
It was the Rise of Cobra Rhino.
Okay.
The one that comes with, for all intents and purposes, heavy metal.
Heavy metal.
Like, that's heavy metal. No, this is Rampage. It's heavy metal. No, his name is Rampage. It's heavy metal. What? Yeah, go. Yeah. Just go sit in the corner. Tell yourself it's Rampage. It's heavy metal.
I think that if I remember correctly, that one is the trifecta, and by that I mean some useless noted author knowledge. So the image is, the visual is obviously heavy metal.
Yeah.
The name is obviously the Rampage that goes from the 91 when they mail away that they didn't do anymore. But then the fun one is the file card. I'm pretty darn sure is the Black Rampage from 2003.
Oh geez, the one
not
that's
even.
So it's like the one that was a repainted beachhead.
Yes.
Which,
who is not, I can't even think of the original. I can't think of the original heavy metal's real name.
Oh man,
but he's his own person.
Yeah, I want to say the original heavy metal that that the name Sherman is in there somewhere.
You're correct. Yes, as you say it.
The name Sherman is in there somewhere.
A
tank driver named Sherman.
Hey, you're blowing my mind, people.
Good one, Larry. Good one. But then again, he actually named Tripwire Tormund S. Skoog.
Oh my gosh!
And I was like, where did he come up with that?
Is that in? It's got to be in Balamo's book.
Oh man, I actually have. I think I have the latest edition of that, and I don't know if it actually goes into why, the hows and whys of Tripwire's real name.
I swear it's something to do with either tripping, or probably explosives.
Yeah. But
I don't remember.
But I will say this: I was tempted because I know that somebody in one of the Joe groups the other day was like, "Well, we're getting Snake Eyes, the Snake Eyes movie in like end of the week, but what other Joe deserves like their own origin movie?" I put in Stalker, but I was very tempted. I was super tempted to write Tripwire. I want to see scenes of him in the monastery spilling every liquid conceivable. We need that story. I almost put that in. And I was like, nah, maybe not.
Save it for a rainy day.
Maybe if IDW calls me and is like, "You want to write a Joe story?" And I'm like, "The origins of Tripwire." The origins of Here we go.
Finally.
Here we go. The story that could never be told until now. that was the tagline for Special Missions, wasn't it?
I think so. Yes.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I love
Special missions tripwire.
it.
Cover could be like, cover could be him in like a robe, kind of like on his knees freaking out. You have like puddles and broken glass on the floor, and there's like a monk staring down at him with this look of just total anger and disgust.
Or the issue is just him always about to trip. Just even on that suspense out of that old gag. Oh my god, he's gonna drop it. He's gonna drop it.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. Although I have to admit, because like there is, I did see somebody else asking, "Oh, who's your favorite Joe?" And I didn't answer that one because I'm, like you were saying earlier, I love my children equally. But I have this. There are some times where I just latch on to a character and I'm like, I can actually, I'm just like, I wish I could write this character because this is what I would do. One of those is Wreckage.
Okay.
From Tiger Force.
That'd be a fun one.
And just to me in my head, because I remember his file card, it mentions that he was like on an exercise, like a training exercise, and he ambushed the trainees by putting like a Gatorade thing and having like a live skunk in there. So to me, that in my head, it's like that just opened the doors, and like I could see where like, yeah, everybody gets concerned about Tripwire because of his clumsiness.
Sure.
And I could see like with Wreckage, everybody gets worried because he's a little too excited when he sees the bomb.
I can see that.
Like he's a guy that like you show the bomb, he's like, oh wow, they wired it like this? Oh, that is cool. Hey, I bet when this comes down, that triggers that triggers that. And meanwhile, there's Duke off to the side going, admire it later, just defuse it. He's just like, no, don't worry, I got this. Oh man, that's a chemical delay. Wreckage. Okay, I got it. That's like fine. They're worried that he'll want to set it off just to see how it works. So it's like, no, dude, just defuse it. take it back later to the lab and then analyze it behind, sealed doors. But for now, just cut the wire. Like, I mean, I even remember I posted a picture in GIJoe's.
Okay.
Like, for sometimes people would post their favorite figures and like, do a rundown. And the figure I took is Wreckage, and he's like pinning a sign to the back of Serpentor that says, usurp me. Because I just figured, yeah, practical, he's probably like a huge practical joker as well. Like probably give Airtight like a run for his money.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. In my head, off the top of my head, I always envisioned him as like stark contrast to Firefly. Whatever you thought Firefly would be, Wreckage would be.
Yeah.
His own entity.
Yeah.
It's a riot though.
Yeah.
I'm coming. I got this. What are you worried about?
Yeah, I got it. Or it's like we need this thing to blow. It's like, okay. And he's just walking away with like a thing of like Clorox bleach. It's like, where are you taking that? You'll see. You'll see. I got it.
It's fine. I got.
He might even like rig Cobra Base to explode, but at the same time, like have all the toilets in the entire base like blow up as a precursor. Just cause, just cause it's not enough to see them retreating. You got to see them just soaked.
Oh yeah.
Soaked from all the restrooms going off. It's like, you gotta just twist the knife.
Really just, yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Let it sink in.
Oh man.
Those dirty Cobras deserve it.
What?
I said those dirty Cobras deserve it.
They deserve to be. They truly deserve to be dirty Cobras.
Yeah.
Both name and yeah. Oh man, but
that's so awesome.
Oh,
love it.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Oh geez. So where now? The big question is, one of the big questions here is, so all this stuff you bought for the books, where do you keep it? Like, I mean, do you have a space big enough? Like,
it is currently over at Grandma's house.
Oh geez. Oh, you use Grandma to. Oh man.
Well, it's kind of funny with COVID. Well, for starters, I need a space to photograph. Like I said, I had a buddy of mine. I ended up getting my own equipment and just doing it, my own stuff on my own time. And and it's an easy setup and tear down, and it's pretty consistent once you get your settings dialed in. But she's got a nice sized basement. Nobody's using it. I went ahead and set up there. She's 97 and the dementia's really, well, it's really kicking in now. But 2 years ago when I started, she just wanted somebody around. I'm like, well, I'm gonna, I work at home. I work on a laptop. I can be in the house with you and, do my thing. And that satisfies both criteria. And she was all excited about that. So yeah. And then when COVID hit, I just stayed over there. I mean, on the one hand, here's a lady that doesn't quite understand. A fun one is, well, it wasn't fun at all. Yeah. One of the helpers brought bed bugs in the house just before COVID.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I know. So we're yeah, so we're zipping around and tearing everything. It was isolated to her bedroom.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Yeah, Mulverney. That darn Mulverney.
Uh-huh.
So, we're ripping everything out of her house. She doesn't know where to stay. She's got a couple extra bedrooms, but she gets that they're bugs, but she thinks it's more like termites.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
you have to put it in the mind of a woman that's losing it.
Yeah, no.
Just bugs. And if we're making a big deal out of it, she's confused enough to think it's, awful.
Yeah.
So once the virus hit and we were locked down and I stayed more there, I just stayed there most of the time. We had COVID together in November for Thanksgiving.
Oh,
that wasn't fun. Oh, but man. She kept thinking it was the bug.
Oh, good.
The virus. We talk about getting the flu bug, or anytime you said that, she would equate the virus with bed bugs.
Okay, you know what? I think in some cases that sounds a little better.
Well, yeah, I think people. I think it's 6 to 12 after does the other on that one.
Yeah.
Because they're a nightmare.
That's all the time we have for Mark Who 42's Universe. If you're listening to us on Odyssey Radio, if you want to hear more of this interview, extra content, go to Geekcast Radio Network or to our website, markwho42.com.
Tooncast is dedicated to the cartoons we grew up with. 100 episodes and more make up one of the GCRN's most popular podcasts. Join hosts TFGO and Mike, Optimus Solo, Terror the Rising Star, and tons of guest hosts. We also have voice actor and writer interviews. Tune in to Tooncast as we look back on the cartoons that defined us as geeks. You can find Tooncast on iTunes and the web at www.geekcastradio.com. Tune in.
Yes, it's extra innings here on Mark Who 42 as we continue our interview with James Kavanaugh Jr.
He didn't write for GIJoe, but
did he
Wildman
write?
No, I don't think he wrote for GIJoe, but I think Wildman, his collaborator Wildman drew GIJoe towards the end of the Hammer run. Yeah, but we didn't have Simon Furman writing GIJoe, which I love Simon Furman, but I suspect if he ever wrote a Joe comic, there would be a bunch of like lower level Joes would be like, "Oh, crud!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, crud! Rock, I'm going on vacation.
Yeah, I'm out.
Rock, I'm going on vacation. What? Why now? Furman's coming in.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is a highly trained special mission force, so you do not need me.
Yep. Yeah.
You guys handle the big run.
Going on vacation. Simon Furman's coming in as writer. Duke, what happened? Furman's coming in as writer, so we lost Wreckage, Wet Down, Wreckage, Wet Down, Crossfire, Crosshairs, Barrel Roll. They're all on vacation.
Yeah, permanent vacation.
Yeah, they're all taking a vacation. They said it might take a few weeks, few months, couple of years. You
would have made a 109 look like a sprained wrist or something.
Exactly. Hey, who's a fan of Ice Cream Soldier? And now he's dead. It's like, yeah. Hey, you like Surefire? Yeah. You like Surefire? Here's a
gone
tissue.
now.
Yeah. Remember, what's his name? From the Range Vipers. Oh Jesus!
You talking about the woman from the cartoon?
No,
Skullbuster.
Skullbuster. Yeah. Hey, here's Skullbuster, and now he's gone.
And here's Skullbuster's skull, not attached to his head or his neck.
Exactly.
Not attached to his head. Jeez. Well, probably that too.
There's all of Sky
the face and everything's probably on the other side.
Look up. There's all of Sky Patrol, and now look down.
Oh my God.
Oh man, we've given him ideas now.
Yeah,
We've given him
exactly.
ideas.
Well,
Simon Furman's listening to this. He's like calling up IDW.
Yeah.
Hello.
And Larry's like, I've always been wanting to retire.
Oh,
Joe guys are nuts.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Oh my God. Yeah, exactly.
Jeez, there was already an issue of that that GIJoe, that rebooted GIJoe, the one that had him as freedom fighters. I know there was an issue there that had like mass death.
Okay.
Oh geez, yeah, like the focus was on Tunnel Rat, but it's like this mission gone wrong thing.
That was like a year or two within the last 2 years, correct?
Yeah, within the last 2 years, yeah. There was like an issue with Tunnel Rat, and he's like last man standing out of a mission. Like a bunch of people got killed off.
Yay.
Like in one panel.
I'm not gonna lie, Ed. I do need to catch up on my comics.
Oh yeah, no, believe me. There's some comics I keep up on. There are others that I'm just like, yeah, I have no idea what's been going on the past couple of years. GI Joe though, I have the Hama stuff. I have been following, and I will say this though, I'm gonna give a shout out. I'm gonna give a shout out right now to our fellow Joe fan Diana Davis. First of all, for snagging that job with IDW with the Joe Comics. That is awesome.
That's right.
That is awesome. I mean, I already congratulated about her a while ago, but I now want it like in this type of environment. But I owe her, I don't think I owe her an apology so much as I do want to acknowledge that, Diana, if you're listening to this, you were right. When that whole snake hunt thing started, the
this is regards to the comic.
Yeah,
okay. I'm out of the loop.
Yeah, well, the comic.
And real quick, she's the continuity.
Yep.
First, right? Correct. Is that what she?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that.
Go on. I'm sorry.
But yeah, there was like a 10-issue storyline called Snake Hunt, and the whole thing was Cobra Commander wanted to capture Snake Eyes to have Mindbender subject him to the brainwave scanner, so he could have like his own little ninja henchman again. And, of course, anybody who's read the Joe comics, the ninjas were always getting brainwashed. So I was just kind of rolling my eyes and going, do we need to again? But, Diana did say, okay, well, why don't we wait, see what happens? Just wait. And I got to admit, I ended up enjoying it, because, okay, spoiler alert, Snake Eyes doesn't get brainwashed. The Joes are able to save him before it happens.
Nice.
But we do get some stuff. We do get some cool stuff, like the Joes organize the mission to save him. They're all set to go, and word comes from on high that, you don't have permission for this mission. You do not have permission to go into Springfield to rescue him. So what a bunch of Joes do is they go, well, I have leave time coming. So they all officially put in for leave.
Nice.
So we've got like the pit is pretty much empty.
Okay.
As everybody, they actually rent out 2 buses to like cram everybody in. Stalker, Clutch, Rock and Roll. They over in New Jersey, in the old pit, they had Bongo the Balloon Bear's old van.
Oh wow!
So they grab Wade Collins, they pile in that. The Arishikage side of things, Jinx, Scarlet, Dawn, they all get into Springfield. You also have the October Guard attacking Cobra. So you just have all these forces just converge on Springfield and like work together to rescue Snake Eyes. And like the last issue of it is a silent, a GI Joe silent issue told in like full page splashes as things wind down, as the battle winds down and everybody's just pulling back because mission accomplished.
Nice.
But it's like I ended up enjoying it more than I thought I would, and so yeah, I just wanted to be like I said, Diana Davis was the one who said, okay, let's wait and see what happens. We don't have to dismiss it offhand right now. And you know what? Yeah, Diana, if you're listening, you were right. You were right. Once I let patience take over, it ended up paying off. We did not get, despite what it sounded like, we did not get Snake Eyes brainwashed by Cobra again. which I do have to say, you got to be honest. Cobra needs to kind of diversify their use of the scanner, because it's like it's always the ninjas. Like, how about go for somebody else?
Yeah, you think.
Go for somebody. Hey, how about put Ace in there? And have like a put Ace in there. How about brainwash the Joe's Best Pilot, or I don't know, get or hey, if you wanna brainwash somebody close to the Arishikage side of things, get Scarlet. Like maybe play on the fact that she keeps having the relationship with Snake Eyes was never perfect or something. Just
There you go.
come on. I can think of like a list of people.
Attack him emotionally.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. I mean,
you can't beat him physically. That's
again, it's like again, IDW, Hasbro, call me. I got ideas.
Get this guy on it.
I got plans, man. as Roadblock said in the movie, I've got plans. Plans, man. The kind that gobble you up. Which now you just mentioned you've taken pictures of the retro stuff.
I have, yes.
So does this mean that we can look forward? Does this mean that we're not done yet and we can look forward to Rank and File Volume 6?
Well, Volume 6 is slated to be the accessory guide. So all those numbers next to said accessories will finally make sense. Because you would remember, as we discussed at the beginning, the REHC guide has the accessory appendix.
Yes.
And I can supply a sample in the show notes, or we can link to my Facebook page. Shameless plug.
Yep.
So all that'll be organized. I have categories, and then I have a system that matches, the brown Snake Eyes Uzi with the gray Snake Eyes Uzi with the black Snake Eyes Uzi.
Yeah.
I'm not making those up, people. If you're wondering,
there is no brown Uzi. No. Calm down, people. No, exactly. Calm down. Do not go looking for the brown.
Yeah, exactly.
Do not go looking. Although brown Uzi, it also sounds like a drink you could get at a bar.
That's true. Well, then maybe you're onto something, Ed.
There we go. Hey,
start that up at the.
You know what? Come over. Okay, move to Reno. We'll open up a Joe themed bar, and like the special can be a brown Uzi.
Tell you what, though, in all honesty, I did have a couple drinks last night, and the brown Uzi to me sounds like what you have when you too many drinks. So.
Whoa, wait! Family show again. Family show. Oh, geez.
It happens. Well, poop emoji sells for the family nowadays, so.
Yeah.
That's a topic for another.
Yeah, I've seen the pillows. But but yeah, so Volume 6 is supposed to be the accessory guide, but do you think that they'll also be, you think they'll also throw the retro guys in there?
Maybe. I don't know where to fit them, Ed.
Yeah.
Honestly, in an odd sense on my end, which people might groan, and I'm not sold on this to the home listener, but I have 4 more useless rank and file knowledge. I'm limited to 52 pages, and that's just because of the stitch. After that, I need to explore some perfect bound options, or the costs just get up, and that's the end of it. That's always been the case since rank and file issue 1, and it's amazing how much stuff really does fit comfortably at 48 and 52 pages. So Volume 3, which is the end of Hasbro GIJoes, has 4 extra pages where my current layout doesn't necessarily hold the retro figures, because there's more retro figures, and according to Full Force podcast, they're hinting at Grunt, Cobra Officer, and the Hiss 3.
Yeah, which so was that was just basically the original Hiss in blue, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. And that's how I always have to. That's another thing. So when you're asking me about my noted author way of life, I'm constantly looking at these figures, for better or worse, as how they fit on a page.
Yeah.
So when I see a Hiss tank, that to me that's a half a page right there.
Yeah.
So 4 vehicles, I've got 2 pages right off the bat. If I want them to look nice for everybody, 12 figures, well, that's 1 page worth of figures. So. And I'm constantly adding up pages in my head. All right, well, I'm at 5 pages, so now I have to. Because I have to think in multiples of 4 for printing. If you think about it, fold a page in half. There's 11, 17 and a half. That's 4, 8.5 by 11 pages. It's almost once you really stop and think about the process, you're like, God, this guy's pretty lame.
No. Well, I believe it or not, actually not. For me, it's just like, yeah, it's it's not that lame. I'm just like, okay, I get it's interesting to hear the logistics of it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I definitely think I've come to realize that people do. If you're having me on, you want to hear the inside
Yeah.
meat and potatoes, not just screw around funny time. Hey, dance, pal.
Yeah. Not that there's
Listen
anything
to,
wrong with that.
absolutely not. No, I'm
But
having
now
fun.
here's a question though. Would you ever consider maybe doing some sort of a an omnibus type of thing where you collect the rank and files together and then maybe add the retro stuff to that?
You're not, and actually, it's funny you mentioned that because that's starting to hit me a little bit more
Ooh.
from the fandom, the general. They're asking about omnibus. They're asking about a hardback. I'll do it. I mean, I'm definitely a shill in that regards. Where, for lack of better, well, I want everybody to have access to it,
Yeah.
and if people want it, then yeah. I mean, at this point, I have the work done. I might as well I'll keep making them until the people quit ordering. Is why not?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another interesting option. And I'm starting to look into.
And then of course you heard about Super 7, right?
Oh yeah, with the 7-inch figures.
Yeah, they have the 7-inch, and then they also are doing reaction figures, and this is one of those where I'm banging my head against the wall because it's like I've wanted this, but not like this, which is
Careful what you wish for.
which is like having cartoon accurate Cobra Troopers and green shirts. That sounds awesome, but then it's the 5 POA reaction guys, so it's like, ugh!
Yeah, I don't know what to make of them either. Well, GIJoe's always been the America's fighting
yeah,
movable fighting man.
yeah.
And when you limit the articulation, and everybody listening, I'm not hating. I'm certainly coming in with an open mind.
Yeah.
We can dissect and have fun. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But yes, I don't know really where to begin with these.
Yeah, I think, and then plus the price of the 7-inchers, like maybe if I run into a bat and it's kind of one of those times where I have the funds, maybe I'll buy a bat and then
Sure.
add it to because I haven't done the classified guys because honestly I do not have the room for like a set of 6-inch figures.
Well, that's an easy reason not to do the 6-inch
so
figures.
but like if if they came out with a bat or something, maybe I'd buy one, and then we just have Dr. Mindbender one day was in the lab and like, I'm going to create a super bat because why not?
Why not?
Why not? I have the parts.
Well, that's another thing that I'm curious about, and I definitely think Brian Flynn. I've never met him. I've always thought he was an interesting guy. I like him from just watching him on interviews and really showing his gusto. I definitely think he's enthusiastic, and I definitely think he did positive things for the Masters of the Universe collect, MOTUC, which is what caused me to watch him. I've always enjoyed Motu from the outside. But at the same time, I have to believe that he knows that GIJoe fans are very scale specific and scale loyal.
Yeah.
And so sure, he's hitting us with the 3 3/4 inch, 4-inch figures, but they're 5-point POA, 5 POA. The 7-inch, I mean, the bat, sure. People buy out the bat because I think it looks really good.
Oh yeah.
I do think it's worth the money for better or worse. And I am a bit of a penny pincher myself. I do think the 3 heads, the hands, the electric, this and that on the bat, I do know them to be limited runs unless I'm completely missing something. So if you're on the fence with them, folks, my understanding is they do sell it pretty quickly, and then they do jump in price.
Oy.
That's your noted author and now moment.
The more you know.
Yeah, and this is just me being an observer. I don't know anything more than anybody else that spends 5-10 minutes reading and watching the videos put out. But I don't know what to say because again, we're so scale loyal. We've clearly succumbed to the will of the 6-inch. and that's fine. I own them all. I'm tempted to do a 6-inch book. I think they're neat.
All right. Hey.
So we'll see with the 7. And then see that's the other on the other side. And okay, and in the mind of the noted author, I can logically break there. I don't think the 5 POA or the 7-inch stuff would tie directly to, say, the classified or our mainline 4-inch figures. But don't ever let me stop you from mixing and matching however you see fit in your GIJoe-verse, as they call it.
Yeah, doesn't Justin Bell hate that term?
Probably.
I seem to remember him saying something like, "I wish people wouldn't say the word Jover." So I think some people said Jonuity or something. Just
all right, yeah.
I seem to remember that being in conversation. I don't know if it was on Battle Lines or Facebook or What's on Joe Mind, but yeah, I seem to remember that.
Yeah. I think all those terms, after a while, they get. It's kind of to me, it's always been a funny thing where people we're here to have fun, of course, and I never want to take that away from anybody.
Oh yeah.
But these, on the other side of the coin, these are highly trained, deadly assassins on both sides. They're designed to fight and do things that we would not approve of in the real world. How do you kind of lovingly attach yourself to these sort of characters?
Yeah,
like Coco. I don't know. I always think that one's for Cobra Commander. A funny one. Yeah, they call him Coco or Beachy or Mainsy. And I don't think. I think you'd get run out of the locker room.
Well,
but if people are having fun, I'm not going to take that away.
Well, you know what? Although I think you might be able to get away with calling Gung Ho GH.
Oh, that's a fair one, sure.
Yeah. And Duke has actually done it. We actually have audio video proof that he did it, and nothing happened to him.
Oh, all right. With the voice actor Michael Bell, or
the Sunbow cartoon.
Okay.
One of the episodes in the Mass Device miniseries, Duke actually says, "It's your party now, GH."
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Oh well, sure. That's just like an initial thing.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that would get you run out of the locker room.
Yeah, no.
Bag of soap and a sock at night.
Oh,
as those military guys can get ornery.
Oh, geez, yeah. But I think on that note, we probably should end things here. But I just want to say thank you for coming on, James. Thank you for shooting the breeze with me, Joe Wise, and for giving some insights into what it takes to make a book or series of books about Joe collecting.
Well, thank you for having me.
I gotta say, I'm loving Volume 5. I love all the rank and file stuff.
Yeah, and I appreciate your support.
I still go back and re-look through the RAHC guide and all the other rank and files. And if there's one more coming, I'd just say bring it on.
Yeah, there's definitely Volume 6.
Okay, wow. Okay, great.
And possibly Volume 7 would be Man on Card, but I'd have to get a little more organized for that, admittedly.
Oh boy, yeah.
I play with my toys.
Yeah, yeah. So do we all. So do we all. So yeah, for Mark Who 42, this is Eduardo M. Fryer. Once again, thanking my special guest James Kavanaugh Jr. Oh man, I think I need you back on. I think we need to bring in more of the Joe guys.
Anytime, bud.
Maybe we'll pour one out for Gary Goggles, and because I know he did a couple of Skype movie nights where we did like Transformers the movie and Mass Device. So I don't know, maybe we'll who knows, maybe we can just get a bunch of Joe guys together and we'll do GIJoe the movie.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
We'll all watch the movie that was America Bleep Yeah before America Yeah. And you can't tell me I'm wrong. Just look at the opening.
Yeah.
Look at the opening and you tell me.
It's right there, folks.
Exactly.
Well, definitely appreciate it, Ed. It's always I'll say this to everybody. It's always been great to kind of develop continue a loyal fan base, and I recognize the names as I'm slapping every label on my hand and this, that, and the other. It's just fun to see the old gang in a way. I always enjoy seeing your order and everybody else's. And
definitely.
It's like you're there with me, Ed.
Oh,
And that really is all the time we have for here on Mark Who 42's Universe. Until next time, this has been Mark Baumgarten, and our co-host that's been running the show, Eduardo M. Fryer, and our guest, James Kavanaugh Jr. Bye, everyone. Thanks for listening to Mark Who 42's Universe with hosts Mark Baumgarten, Eduardo M. Fryer, Zion Quiros, and Vicky Jakubowski. This program was produced and directed by Mark Baumgarten. If you'd like to get in touch with us, please go to our Facebook page or email us at markwho42s.universe@gmail.com. You can listen to old shows at our website, markwho42.com, or even our YouTube page, markwho42. Mark Who 42's Universe, copyright 2021.